We make the streams
louder.
What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video, and we're gonna get this thing painted. So let's get started. What's up, guys? Hopefully you liked that little bit of a time lapse. But anyhow, you've seen me basically going over this whole thing and wet sanding it, sanding all this stuff. We ended up having a little bit of a dent up here that I went ahead and fixed, and already primed that and already sanded that. Got all the masking and everything off of here. So if any of you guys know why this thing won't crank over by itself, so in order for us to actually get it started, we have to hook up a negative right here and a positive right here. With normally like a pretty decent jump pack. I ended up jumping these wires right here, and I think that that allowed the battery to charge, but there's something else. Like if I don't have those wires jumped, the battery doesn't charge and it won't actually fully crank over because it's only showing like 11.6 volts off of those terminals, whereas on the actual battery stuff it shows, I think it's like 12.7, like kind of what it should be. But anyhow, got the doors and everything all masked off. Got this one blocked, obviously, and that one's looking really good. Got the weather stripping on here because the weather stripping's super weird. It's actually just glued on, and you can't really do anything. Like I was just scared if we pulled it off. Like you can see, we tested it right here. It just doesn't sit. So right now what we're gonna go ahead and do is actually roll it over to the paint booth, and I kind of decided that I'm gonna go ahead and paint everything at once. Put these up, kind of hanging up in the air, so I could paint the back sides of them with the silver, and then basically get everything blended in with the doors, or with the fenders, and then the rear quarter panel, all that stuff in the booth at once. So I'll basically spray the jams, go up into the quarter panel, and then when we clear coat everything, just clear coat the whole quarter panel, clear coat the whole front fender, and we don't have to actually go back later, mount the doors on it, back mask it, do all that type of stuff. So, and essentially it'll be painted tonight or tomorrow, completed, and then we can just put it back together hopefully on Monday. So that's kind of the plan as of now. Right now we're just putting the wheel and tire back on it, and we're gonna roll it over to the booth. Roll over to the booth.
Start it up.
Hi guys, so over here and just got some sealer sprayed on the car. Basically what that's doing, it's a two-part sealer, so it actually has hardener in it, but it's gray as well, so that way when we go to spray silver's pretty transparent, and if you don't have it over kind of the correct base color to begin with, like obviously like silver that goes over good over like white or gray. So just sprayed some gray over it, just since when we were sanding, we did go down to down to the blue again, a couple places in the door jambs, as well as the complete doors were just blue, and if we just tried to spray them silver, they would have just kind of turned out like silvery blue, or just kind of like it just wouldn't have looked that good. So gonna go ahead and spray some DBC 500 on it now, which is basically a clear base coat. And what that will do is I'm going to spray that on the quarter panel and the rear fender, or on the front fender. And since when we scuffed it with the little gray Scotch-Brite and some scuff stuff. But if we don't put the DBC 500 on it, the metallic could actually lay in it weird and kind of stand up and look a little bit odd. So we'll put that clear base on the whole thing, especially when we're blending, so it just kind of falls into that and doesn't do no crazy stuff. But yeah, so just waiting for the sealer to dry. I'm gonna go do one quick look over it, make sure that it's all good. If there's like any like a last minute rock chip or a hair or something stupid in it, we can nib that out real quick in that primer, and just go ahead and hit it with DBC 500, and then we're ready for some actual paints. We got that Deltron. Eric actually tinted this just a smidge different, so there's our silver. But yeah, I'm looking forward to spraying some color on this thing and getting it out of the booth. That's what I'm excited about. Alright boys, so it is finally done. She is all painted. Ty, you know what we forgot? What? The door handles.
We have this other silver ones.
No, we're just gonna use the door handles off the other silver doors. Hopefully they match, but I mean they should. Man, this thing freaking turned out. Oh, nice. I'm entire. You got some beauty shots of this. So we got the side skirt. We got the two doors. Obviously, we had to go around the whole backs of these things, get them painted. This stuff right here doesn't matter because it's all covered by the door panel. And you know, I didn't want to tear this thing completely down into just like a skeleton. Yeah, it turned out really good. I was glad I took the time and kind of popped out these rear bumpers, pulled that back over there, back masked all that stuff. Same thing with up in here. Yeah, I mean, it turned out really, really good. This is my first time actually blending, which is just kind of got like more of a wet edge right here and just kind of dusted it over there, and that had that DBC 500 on it. Same thing with the quarter panel. And if you've seen what I was doing with the light, basically we turn off the lights in here. So I used sunlight that Astro sent us, and so that kind of gives you the true sun, the sun's light basically. And I just painted in here and did my final coat with that sunlight in the dark. So I was able to basically see kind of the true color without having all these lights, because these are all like different ones and stuff. So yeah, and I feel like they kind of hide stuff certain times, but yeah, it turned out really good. I'm pretty happy, you know. See all the door jam stuff.
Body lines all look good.
Yeah, body lines, everything look good. You can't even you almost can't tell.
It's like you would
you can tell like once you pull off things, because you can see like the spot welds and stuff right here, and then you get down here and there's no spot welds. But again, that's just kind of, you know, the nature of this repair. If it was like an OEM panel that I actually put on here, not one that I cut off another car, we would have been able to actually clean up those things and use an actual spot welder, and you'd have had like that OEM style stuff. Oh man, it just turned out really nice. I'm just excited to get it all put together. So I guess we'll come back tomorrow and we'll check on this thing, see how it's doing, and put it together. I mean, there's nothing else to do other than put this thing together, so I'm excited for that. my freaking paint job right there. I'd say it looks pretty good. Pretty proud of that. Especially, you know, the little section and all that stuff. But now we actually have a thing. There's no, there's no little striker in there yet. And then this gap was all weird just because I have that set up a little bit different just to get it on there. Just because I had to hang the doors by myself real quick just to pull it over here. So I figured I'd just throw them on the hinges real quick, so I didn't have to carry them. But yeah, I think that's a win. Alright guys, so in the next video of this thing, we will be getting it all buttoned up. Man, that blend, I think for the first time blending, especially on a silver. Silver's super picky and finicky, but overall, I mean, it doesn't look like there's like a billboard, you know, on each door or each panel. So that's pretty much what you're looking for. Obviously, we're gonna have to go through and put on all the trim and the upper stuff and the rear window and the door handles and the tail light. I ended up finding a seat locally, so I'll go ahead and replace that, and then I need to send out the airbags to actually get them replaced too. But yeah, overall, I think she turned out pretty good. I'm pretty stoked on it. Man, this front fender doesn't even look like it needs buffed. Almost, it looks a little bit smoother. Look at the texture up there, and then look at the texture right here. I'd almost say it looks a little bit smoother than the factory stuff. But hey guys, I really appreciate you guys watching. I know this BMW isn't the coolest thing in the world, but it's pretty cool. I mean, turbo diesel, all-wheel drive, 40 miles a gallon, that type of stuff. Still haven't quite decided if I should keep it or not. But yeah, we're gonna get this thing buttoned up in the next video, and I really appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you later.